I never meant to stay up so late watching streams, but something kept me glued to my screen that night. It was a Friday, the end of a long week, and after a couple of drinks, I decided to catch up on my favorite Twitch channel, Ethan's. He was known for playing spooky games, ones that left me laughing and screaming at the same time. But that night, things took an unexpected turn. Ethan was playing an indie horror game called Whispers in the Dark, a title I'd heard about through whispers in the gaming community. They said it felt too real, almost as if the game knew you. Skeptical, I watched as the game began. The grainy graphics gave it an eerie, old VHS feel, and the protagonist, a nameless character, found themselves in a decaying house. Shadows twisted unnaturally, and strange whimpering sounds echoed through the empty corridors. At first, I laughed along with Ethan, but something about the game started to feel familiar. The layout of the house, the creaky floorboards, the whispers, I couldn't shake the feeling that I had seen it all before. It was unsettling, but I couldn't look away. Ethan's reactions shifted too. What began as playful jokes turned into nervous chuckles, and soon even he seemed uneasy. His usual confidence faltered, then came a moment that sent a chill through me, a whisper that wasn't part of the game. It came through my speakers, clear as day, and Ethan froze, his eyes widening. "Did you guys hear that?" he asked, breaking character for the first time. The chat exploded with theories, but Ethan shrugged it off. Still, his voice had become tense, and his face was starting to show signs of something creeping up on him. The game's atmosphere had shifted too. Lights flickered, shadows seemed to move on their own, and at one point, the character found a mirror. But the reflection ... it wasn't right. The face was distorted, hollow, like it didn't belong. And then it happened. Ethan was rummaging through an old cupboard when the lights in his room flickered. He jumped back, eyes wide. "Did you guys see that?" His voice trembled. I glanced at my own lights. They were fine, but then something in the background of his webcam caught my eye. A dark figure, half hidden in the shadows. "Guys, I think someone's in my room," he said slowly, his gaze shifting off screen. Panic swept through the chat, urging him to turn around, to check. I felt a cold knot in my stomach, but I couldn't look away. My heart pounded as the figure moved closer, stepping into the light. It was a person, impossibly thin, ragged clothes hanging from an emaciated frame, with a twisted smile that wasn't human. "Ethan, get out?" I screamed at my screen, but of course he couldn't hear me. Just as the figure reached for him, the stream cut out. The screen went black, leaving only static. I sat there, frozen, my mind racing. I checked Ethan's social media immediately, hoping for an update, but there was nothing. No sign of him, no word. Hours passed, and the stream remained offline. By morning, his accounts were all silent. Panic began to settle in. The only message was from a mod saying Ethan's account had been hacked, and everything from that night was gone. I tried to ignore the growing dread, thinking it was just a technical glitch. Maybe it was a prank, but deep down, I knew something wasn't right. Days turned into weeks, and Ethan was still missing. I distanced myself from streaming, haunted by the memory of that figure, but one night I couldn't resist. I opened my laptop and found a new stream titled Whispers After Dark. The screen glitched when I opened it, and for the briefest moment, I saw Ethan's face, hollow and sunken, framed by the same shadows from his last stream. Then, the figure appeared, standing behind him, whispering in a language I couldn't understand. It felt like it was looking right at me. I couldn't look away, my heart racing as the whispers grew louder. In a moment of weakness, I typed into the chat, "Ethan, are you there? Please reply if you can hear me." The chat exploded with concern, but Ethan didn't respond. The whispers grew louder until, beneath the static, I heard Ethan's voice, broken, pleading for help. "Help me ... I can't escape ... The stream cut off abruptly, leaving only the static. I slammed my laptop shut, trembling, knowing I'd crossed a line. The whispers didn't stop, not even when I tried to move on. Then, 1 month later, a post appeared on Ethan's old account, a stream scheduled for that night. I watched, unable to look away. The stream began, and darkness enveloped the screen. But there was no Ethan, just the same figure, standing under flickering lights, its twisted grin aimed at the camera. It beckoned us in. I felt its pull, a darkness that was easy to sink into, a place where I could disappear. And I knew with sickening certainty that soon I'd be gone. I would join them, the whispers, the darkness. It was calling to me now. And I couldn't escape. Whatever you do, don't go looking for him. The whispers and the dark can call to you too.